So from one serious topic, we move to another because, I don't know, man. I was hoping it was like a 9-day wonder like this would happen last year. We never hear of it again. But there's so many incidents of violence against women. And I don't know if it's the reporting make it seem as if it's increasing. And this is how it's always been, but it is very concerning. So we've brought in Nadine Spence to talk to us a little bit about how do you leave an abusive relationship? Because the first response, Nadine, that we have to women is, but why you staying? Why you never go? Why you staying there? But it's not as easy as that, is it?
No, it's not. One of the things we talk about when we talk to women about abuse is the cycle of abuse. So abuse doesn't happen all the time. There is a cycle, there's a build-up, there's a honeymoon phase, there's a phase when the person apologizes, brings you flowers, however we bring flowers in Jamaica, and things look like they're normal again, and then it escalates to violence, whatever that violence might be. And then the person does it all over again. You know, it's your fault. I would not have done this if you hadn't done that. And then you, in your mind, are processing and are counting all the things you would have done to perhaps have caused the person in your mind to do this to you. And then the person says, I'll never do it again. You're my princess. You're my honey bunch. We can do this. We are going to be together forever. We were made for each other. And then the process starts all over again. So a lot of persons who are caught in this cycle of abuse are just moving from one stage of survival, going through the motion to the other. Yeah. And it's not always unpleasant, it's not always violent, it's not always abusive. There are good moments, there are loving moments, there are supportive moments.
Great moments.
Great moments.
Yeah.
But it's just that we need to get women to the point when they recognize that even in the midst of great moments, there are terribly abusive moments that are doing great harm to you.
And that's what I wanted to pick up on, because some of them don't even recognize what it look like. Because they're so overwhelmed in the good moments by the love.
Yes.
Oh, it feels so good, that they don't even know how to diagnose that they're in a relationship that they need to get out of.
Exactly.
And when we talk about abuse, sometimes they don't realize that emotional abuse is a real thing as well.
Exactly.
So what does it look like?
It looks like there's financial abuse where your partner essentially controls the money, controls how you spend, controls if you spend, controls what you spend on,
your money?
How you spend your money. And then there might be at that moment where the partner lavishes gifts upon you and then goes again and controls how you manage your own money. Then there is emotional abuse again, the manipulation, just the different ways in which a person can exert their influence over you emotionally, getting you to be neither up nor down, confused, blaming yourself, feeling less about who you are. But then there are moments when this person will again make you feel like you're a star. The important thing here is to recognize that if somebody is interfering with your own self-perception, is making you doubt who you are, is making you think too long and hard about the things that you're doing and the you know, just generally how you perceive yourself, then you need to start saying to yourself, is it necessary for me to have this person in my head? And then the physical abuse, which we pay a lot of attention to, and to note that one is an escalation of the other, and you might not see just one manifested in your own life, that it might move from one to the other. It might start with just emotional abuse, or it might start with financial abuse, and then it moves up to being manipulated in the different ways that you can be manipulated to the point where it gets to physical abuse, which is when I think we talk about the abuse escalating.
You brought with you an article from University of Illinois, 5 stages of leaving an abusive relationship.
Right.
So I want us to walk through them. Stages 1 and 2, starting not to care for him anymore.
Right. A lot of the times when persons leave a relationship, what they do is they without recognizing it, they've stopped feeling the same way about the person. So the emotions have changed. I'm invested the way I'm invested. The scales are kind of being removed from my eyes. I'm seeing you for who you are. And then at that point, the person who is being abused is starting to make up their minds. Okay, this is not the relationship for me. I need to go.
Isn't that when the partner would typically apply added pressure?
Added pressure, you know, the honeymoon phase is clicking. The partner probably recognizes that you're disengaging. The partner recognizes that you're not as invested. And so the partner starts to, you know, just step up the ante. I recognize that I might not have been the person you wanted me to be. I know that I did some things to you that I shouldn't have done. I'm really sorry. I promise I'm going to improve. But at that point, the person is checking out. And that's women who recognize that they're checking out need to start looking to people who can help them to process that information. People with good analytical skills, not people who are telling you that, but he's your partner, you need to stay with him.
Gotcha.
Right.
Noticing the effects of abusive relationships.
That's one of the things that you could do. Look at movies, read about abuse, get more information, get testimonials from women who themselves have been through abuse, whether through the internet. There's so much information available nowadays. There's so many movies made about abusive relationships. People talk about not watching Lifetime or any other movie that documents women's experiences, some of them real experiences, to kind of understand how it works and to understand that it's a system that exists in so many places, perhaps most of the countries of the world. You're not alone.
And that the abuse, and I think because people feel like, because the abuser keeps saying, you made me do it.
Right.
People sometimes think, I'm the reason why I'm being abused, and I'm the only one.
We have to put lack of self-confidence and what it does to your self-esteem. So when somebody is in relationship that is abusive for a long time, this is not a person who feels good about themselves or is waking up in the morning singing, oh, what a beautiful morning. This is somebody who is perhaps severely depressed, somebody who has gone through moments when they feel as if they could end it all. So it's not necessarily somebody who is at their best mental health.
And even then, backing and forthing is a thing.
Yes, because of course the person is turning up the charm, and so you're not sure. If you have children, you think that is the worst thing you could do for your children. If you're not financially stable, you're thinking, how am I going to survive? If you have to leave this house, where am I going to find a home? Because the issue of homelessness after leaving an abusive relationship is very real. And in our country, I think now we have one shelter, but I don't know how many people that shelter can hold, and you see that we have a problem with abuse. So if all the women in Jamaica decided that, okay, I'm going to watch this, I'm going to walk away from this, would they have supported families they could go to? Would they have a shelter they could go to?
Okay. So actually leaving.
Leaving, you have to leave. But one of the things that women tend to do is to say, I'm leaving, and that is when the violence escalates, because the person is going to try and keep you. So we talk about women coming up with a plan to leave and keeping that plan a secret. You know, for those women whose partners like check their phones, making sure that you do not have a record of conversations with people that says that you're planning to leave.
And
make
don't
sure,
tell the wrong
and don't tell anybody. Make sure you don't tell anybody.
Keep
it to yourself, because when you indicate that you're going to leave might be when the violence really escalates to the point where you are facing life or death.
I'm curious, Nadine, we're getting the wrap, but for the people, are you still getting, when you speak to young women and young ladies who are in the situation, are you still getting the, if he don't beat me, he don't love me?
You know, I've said it to somebody, I've never heard it. I know we talk about it a lot, but I've never heard a woman who says to me, well, you know, it's because he loves me. I've seen people who sit and think about it, introspect, and you could see them leave with an idea, okay, perhaps I need to rethink this. Or people who call to say, I know somebody in that situation. Or people who come to say, I was in that situation. Unfortunately, a lot of the times when you speak, women do not apply the information to themselves right away. They have to sit and they have to process it. Because
is there ever a notion where you tell them they can forgive? If he hit you one time, that's if it's just once.
No,
I think one time
no, because if he hits you one time,
he'll hit you again.
He'll hit you again. The moment that was breached, it's going to happen again. There's this thing that as Oprah says, you teach people how to treat you. The moment you hit somebody hits you, they know they can do it again. The moment you forgive them, they know you'll forgive them again. So you can keep them as a good friend if you so desire, but a partner, no, because they know they can go there again.
I just heard Dale in my head finishing the sentence. The moment he hits you. Thank you, Nadine.
Yes,
really
you're welcome.
appreciate your insights this morning. Yes, I know. She poured in something in her head. Nadine Spence talking to us this morning about identifying the patterns and how to really leave. Guys, find somebody, a professional that you can talk to. Nadine, do you counsel?
Well,
Not anymore?
I do. Yeah, I do. I talk people through some of these things. So a lot of the times people need perspective or need somebody to talk back to them.
Sounding board.
Yeah, so I talk and give perspective.
We have to go. We have to bring Nadine back to talk about emotional abuse.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not just the lick, eh?
No.
Yeah.
And most of the times it is the emotional abuse.
Yeah. All right. We have to go. Be safe, guys. Be safe. Be safe.
Thank you, madam.
Smile Jamaica continues after this.